Very, very nice. Maybe you'll get the first win in attack or defend. 'Cause this is the point of the show, every show, where we get to see Uber and Mr. X compete for my approval and sick reference game.
Yeah, that's it. Straight fire.
It's attack or defend. And we'll begin with the Los Angeles Valiant. We talked earlier about the holes we're seeing in the Valiant's DPS players, but the same isn't really true for their tank duo of Fate and Space when you look at the numbers. Fate is a top 5 Winston in Stage 3 in terms of hero damage and eliminations per 10 minutes, and he's second in the league in those crucial objective kills. You pair that with Space, who is top 5 in all major diva categories and has the 6th best final blows to deaths ratio of any player in the league. And the point is, Fate and Space are the best tank duo in the league right now. Mr. X, you can be up first this time.
He hasn't told me what he's going with, by the way.
Or defend.
I'm going to attack this. I think that Mono and Meko are the best tank combination in the league. I think they just work so well together, and they give you a lot of options. I know Mono can play Reinhardt at a high level. He can also play some of the off tanks in those double off tank setups, which we don't see a lot from the Los Angeles Valiant.
Yeah, Roadhog's
we
pretty
don't
hard,
see
man. Yeah.
Fate playing Roadhog. Yeah, Roadhog's very difficult. Mitch knows playing Roadhog at a gold level, but I know it's very difficult. I would still stay with the guys on. I would still say at the guy.
Do I get a chance to talk? Or
You do. Once I'm done, I would still say Mono and Meko, better combination.
Well, I defend that. I think that they've got the least flex support deaths in the league. I think they are. I think you can see it there. Kill to death ratio is very, very good for Space. I didn't get any time to debate this at all. So give him the win. He needs a free one.
I guess it's you're
coming in with a new strategy.
You're giving him pity wins. I have to go with that. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody mentioned that some of the hardest games for Valiant are yet to come. They didn't have to play New York this stage, so stats are going to look a little bit better.
It's pretty
as a
hard
result.
to lose when you just pick the best teams tank duo and go, yeah, that's great. I actually think the Valiant's tanks are vastly better than the DPS in performance.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Honestly, we can also talk about Gladiators or Boston when it comes to best tank duo as well. But let's move on. Next up, the Dallas Fuel have just one win this stage over Shanghai. They have just 6 wins all season, and the list of out-of-game drama with this team grows longer each week. Though it does seem to have stopped, at least this last week, I will say that. Taking into account how hyped the Fuel were coming into Overwatch League, the point will be that the Dallas Fuel is the hardest team to be a fan of right now. Uber, you can start. Attack or defend?
I mean, I will defend this. I think it's kind of annoying to be a Sol fan because the performance is so much lower than expectation. But Dallas Fuel, expectation is low when people are still being disappointed. I think that's the problem. When there is any sort of transparency, it's not the right transparency. Your star player doesn't want to be here. He just keeps going home, and we don't know if he's been sick or not. The players can't stop tweeting silly things, even to. I think Timey made a tweet. I think he was having a crack at a previous player of the roster for no reason. You were talking smack about me on stream.
I'm going to take this. I'm going to say the Seoul Dynasty are, because they fall into that frustrating spot of teams where they're good enough to beat everybody at the bottom, but not good enough to win at the top. So you kind of know the ultimate end of this team already. It's probably a very difficult one to be a fan of.
I'm going to go ahead and give this to Uber here because I think it's harder because at least the Soul isn't creating their own drama factory to go along with this, which makes it more agonizing.
They don't have a lot of transparency about what Soul's up to there. They don't tell you tons, but people seem to be okay with that because they're not a freaking dumpster fire.
Fair enough. All right, last one. On Saturday, we saw an interesting sign in the crowd emulating the commendation cards you see at the end of Overwatch games. Uber got the most commends on this sign and was declared MVP. You got all of them, got all 12. Nice job. Mr. X, Uber being the most commendable caster, attack or defend?
Who actually stays for those cards? I'm going to attack this. I know nobody stays to vote, and if they all vote, nobody all votes for the same person. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You would have had to have 12 people in this lobby stay for those cards to vote for him. We know that's a lie. You guys play at home. Some of you guys play at home. You know that's a lie. That ain't going to happen. Look at that face, too.
I love the face. Anyway,
I
Uber.
abstain. I just abstain.
I abstain.
Generally speaking, I think, I'm spitting straight fire all the time.
95% of the match spitting fire.
I deliver consistent quality, and I carry him kicking and screaming through every
Well, I mean, I'm only allowed to talk 5% of the time. You're spitting fire 95% of the time.
You'll notice, by the way, that card had no analysts or color commentators at all. It was all play-by-play and so-y. So I don't know how I feel about that.
Side with the color commentators.
I'm going to side with the color commentators as one myself. Clear bias. Also, you know why you lost.
I've won again.
Yeah, because we talked for 55 freaking seconds.
No, I didn't.
No.
Why don't I lose?
You didn't shave it.
I thought it was okay. Like, I should have left it a little bit, you know what I mean? I just want to give like a shadow. Otherwise, I look like
Come on, man. I just got to wake up 10 minutes earlier.
All right, guys. That's what Attacker defense.